später profitieren. Schick, schick. Oh, magnificent! Wow, this is the Calvarian Embassy. I didn't expect it to be quite so fancy. Ah yes, it's a bit exotic as well. I really like it. Well, quite a few people from even farther east have settled in Calvert, you know. They have an impact on our culture too. Anyway, Elsa's office is in the furthest room on the second floor. Alrighty! This should be the ambassador's office. Shall we say hello to Elsa? Alright, let me introduce you. Yes, come in. Pardon us, Elsa. Why, Sin Vatek. Hello, hello, come in. Last I heard you returned to Calvert. What's an old dog like you doing back here in Gransel? Well, let's just say this old dog had a trick or two more to show off. I'll likely be here in the Bell for a while. It's too expected of an A-rank bracer, I suppose. You never let up, do you? So who's this with you? It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm Mr. Bright of the Bracer Guild. These are our assistants, Olivia Lenheim and Chloe Rins. A pleasure, Ambassador. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ambassador. The pleasure is mine. I'm Elsa Cochrane, Calvert's ambassador out to the Bell. I get the feeling this is a bit more than a social call, though. I'm afraid so. A center party asked about the threatening letter the embassy received. The letter, yes. You're helping the Royal Army investigate the matter, then? Technically, yes. Threats of terrorism aren't exactly something the Guild can ignore either, though. Would you mind helping us out? Well, I suppose. We're well stuck into a situation after all. What would you like to know? Well, to start with, do you have any idea who would have sent that letter? Like, does anyone in the Republic oppose the signing of the pact, or... Well, of course. We're looking at one after all. Huh? Elsa, please. Try not to tease these kids too much, yeah? Well, the truth, Sin. I'm pretty sure I've chewed your ear off about Erebonia enough for you to know what I think, Well, yes. Still, Miss Bright, don't misunderstand me. President Rocksmith and Parliament have already approved the pact. My personal feelings won't get in the way of my job. Right. Is there anyone else from Calvert who might oppose the pact? Oh, certainly. They're all tiny groups, though. And to be honest, there's no real reason to oppose it anyway. No reason? I don't quite follow. It's not worth bothering. The pact doesn't have any practical effect. It's simply agreeing to the statement. We shall not rely on violence to solve international problems and negotiate instead. It's more of a declaration than anything else, but... It is little more than a promise which can be broken without consequence, save a loss of face, Precisely. The worst it could do would be to really rally other countries against the aggressor. Now, it's true that relations between Erebonia and Calvert have gotten even worse than usual over the past decade. So there's some value in establishing the Bells as a place where we can negotiate. But again, who'd bother opposing that? Yeah, it doesn't really seem like the thing you'd send a bunch of threatening letters about. Well, Ambassador Cochrane, if you don't believe someone from Calvert is the perpetrator, then whom do you suspect? Well, my gut, of course, tells me to blame it all on the Erebonians, the militaristic Hawk faction specifically. But frankly, even they have that new engine on the line. They aren't so stupid as to cut off their noses to spite the faces. The new engine? Wait, you mean the one from the assail? Yes, an engineering sample will be provided to both Calvert and Erebonia. It'll happen right after signing, in fact. Wow. Now as to expect of Queen Alicia. She holds both Empire and Republic in the palm of her hands. Yes, I have to admit she's handled this masterfully. That cutting-edge engine is going to birth a whole new generation of airship designs. And Alicia is practically handing it out so long as you sign the agreement and play nice with it and each other at least for a while. Even the most testosterone-poisoned ninnies among the Erebonian Hawks wouldn't want to miss the chance. Yeah, I guess so. Which means, of course, that the possibility that either the Republic or the Empire interfering directly is pretty low. Indeed. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. No? You are a big help. Just being able to cross suspects off the list helps a lot. Oh, speaking of which though, we'd like to ask you about something else. Harold Hayworth, a merchant from Crossbow, huh? I can't say it rings any bells, I'm sorry. He never visited the embassy at least. Darn, well thanks. Do remember that Crossbow sits directly between Erebonia and Calvert, however. You may want to inquire at the Erebonian embassy as well. Okay, thanks, Ambassador, and thanks for being so open with us. You're quite welcome. I'm glad I could help. By the way, you said your name was Estelle Bright? You wouldn't happen to be Brigadier General Bright's daughter. Oh, you know that? Of course. The heroic vanquisher of the Imperial Army and now the head of the Belle's Royal Army. I heard you had a daughter, but I didn't expect to meet you like this. Well, I'm just kind of an inexperienced newbie myself. Still, you're off to a good start then, I think. We at the embassy have relied on the guild a number of times in the past. Should the time come again, I hope you'll aid us, Miss Bright. Well, if the chance comes up, sure. Well, we see you around. So, dann gehen wir wieder nach oben. Ich meine, immerhin ist der Dude noch nicht da. Ist er jetzt da? Oh, hello again. Lord Ambassador Krainer Major Vanna just returned. Ah, perfect timing. Can we go in then? Sure. Welcome to the Osbourne Embassy. Do remember that embassy is Osbourne sword, so be careful, yeah? We will be. Chic. This is quite the building. Wow, this place definitely matches the Calvanian embassy in terms of fanciness. Grandiose and yet powerful at the same time. It's very imperial if nothing else. It is a stage upon which the Empire can parade its influence and power. Alas, that the actors are unequal to set the dressing. You realize Lord Krainer would hit the roof if he heard you say that? Hi! Ah, my most bosom companion. It has been an age. Are you well, dear Müller? It would be better if I could cut you in half and be done with it. I told you again and again to ensure we're constantly aware of your location and you... Ah, but 'tis a tactic in the war of love. Did you know? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Estelle Bright, you have my thanks. I can only imagine the trouble this idiot's been causing you. Actually, he hasn't been too bad, I guess. He's been really well-mannered comparatively. Ja, im ersten Teil war er etwas schlimmer. Well, ignoring the lunatic, I presume you have business here at the embassy? Yes, sir. We would like to speak to the ambassador. The letter, right? I've been somewhat concerned. I'm somewhat concerned myself, but I'm surprised the guild is acting. This is a request from Brigadier General Bright in the Royal Army, I take it? Technically, yes, but we're trying to investigate it as neutrally as we can, you know. Nobody's guilty till proven, that kind of thing. A commendable mindset, no doubt why he chose you. Very well, I shall introduce you to Lord Ambassador Krainer. I suspect you'll find it easier to gain his trust if I do the introduction as opposed to a certain someone. Really? Thanks, Müller. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, sir. Wait, you really have so little faith in me? I thought we had faith in you for this. If you introduce us, you probably want to have us kicked out. Sorry, Olivia. This thing of being forsaken. This thing of the truth, maybe. Lord Krainer's in his office on the second floor. I shall go announce your arrival. Give me a moment. We'll wait then. So this is the office. Wow. Indeed. Should we make our grand entrance and shock the ambassador into silence? Müller can totally cut you in half, you know. But he wouldn't dare. I apologize for the wait. Lord Krainer will see you now. Let's go then. Welcome to the Osbourne Embassy, guests. I am Lord Devil Krainer, the duly appointed ambassador and voice of the Empire in this land. I'm Mr. Bright of the Bracer Guild. Sin Vatek, also of the guild. I'm Chloe Rin, second year student at the Janus Royal Academy and assistant to the Bracers. And I am the servant of love and peace, Olivia Lenheim. Oh, you. I heard you gone missing in Elmo Village. Try not to worry Müller further. Olivia. Or me, for the matter. Such a strict dressing down. Much more and I have to lose my jacket. Ugh. Setting that aside, you're here to inquire about the threatening letters, yes? What do you want to know? Okay, I'll be direct, sir. Do you have any idea who might be behind the letter? Is there anyone in the Empire who might oppose the signing of the pact? My, you are direct, young Bracer. I appreciate that. I can tell you truthfully, however, that I can think of no such person. You sure about this? His Majesty is very happy with the pact as it stands, in fact. And no one within the Empire would be foolish enough to gainsay his leadership on such a matter, of course. Yeah, I bet. So you think it's the work of someone outside the Empire, then? What other answer could there be? If you want my opinion, it's the opposition party in Calvert behind all this. Some silly ploy to make the president look bad, no doubt. Opposition, doing whatever it pleases. This is the perfect example of the fallacies of mob rule. I have to question that, your lordship. Don't get me wrong. Our major political parties basically beat each other over the head anytime they can. But even if the pact fell apart due to this, I don't think anyone could blame it on President Rocksmith. Details, you think the mob thinks like that? Pah! All I can say for certain is that the person issuing these threats cannot be from our empire. It should be more than enough assurance for you. Well, excuse me, Lord Craner. May I ask what Chancellor Osbourne's opinion of the non-aggression pact is? What? Huh? Oh, flawless repose, Chloe. Who? The highest appointed official of our most glorious and august imperial governor, the Blood and Iron Chancellor Gilead Osbourne. Yeah. His nickname comes from his personal motto, our nation's peace must be built on a foundation of blood and iron. He has overseen the expansion of the rail system as well as the annexation of several smaller states on our borders through less than diplomatic means. Wait, you mean he... Olivia, how can he criticize your empire's chancellor? How can he not? Oh, but devil, how was I criticizing? I simply stated the facts. But come now, I wouldn't hurt to be a bit more cooperative, no? We've already spoken of the lovely Ambassador Katrina over at the Calvarian Embassy. She was quite helpful, you see. What? Why, if we don't help these people now, it will give them cause to adopt the character of Erebonia. It would be a tragedy, wouldn't you agree? My Lord Craner, there's no need to keep information related to this hidden. May I humbly suggest that being open in this case will not present a problem? You have a point, Miller. Very well. To answer your question, Miss Chancellor Osbourne, like His Majesty, is most receptive to this pact. In fact, I hear he is actually the one who suggests His Majesty should sign it. Really? Really? Oh, hat er ein Kind bekommen? That's because he's looking forward to getting the engine, right? No, apparently he recommended it to His Majesty before any mention of the engine. If anything, I'm glad there is harmony at home over this pact. There's been no pressure for us to negotiate. Hate to say this though, but it's looking like there really isn't any chance of someone from the Empire. Yeah, looks that way. Ambassador, thanks a lot for answering our questions. See? It is as I said. If you're looking for the guilty party, you should look elsewhere. Oh, but one sec. If you don't mind, we have one more question. Yes, a most pitiable situation, the separation of a child from her parents. Imperial traders do visit the embassy at times, but... A mission from Crossbow. I do not recall such a man, no. Are you familiar with this Hayworth, Miller? No, I've never heard of the name either. Really? Oh, this is starting to look kinda grim. To search at once for both a blackmailer and a lost child's parents sounds most trying. It may seem trite, but I do wish you luck, young lady. Thanks, Lord Craner. Allow me to show you to the gate, then. Thanks, Miller. Talking with the ambassador was a big help. No, you don't need to thank... You don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything important, really. Besides, this is a problem affecting all our nations. We should be working together. Indeed. Indeed. I do hope we can solve this. Oliver, you're awfully quiet. Oh, it's nothing. I was simply lost in reverie for a moment. It doesn't concern our current business. Pay me no mind. Okay. Olivia, you'll be staying here at the embassy in the evenings while you're here in Gransel, yes? Where else? I would not miss the chance to have more sweet dreams in your bed as always. What? Oh my. Stop with the jokes before you give the ladies too many ideas and images. Push those jokes too far and I may have to spear you upon the embassy flagpole. So that's the direction I should approach from. You teach me more every day. Alternatively, I could just cut you in half right here. I'm very sure I could explain to Lord Craner. It would be rather less lovely. Forgive the joke, my friend. So that's how you keep Olivia under control. Maybe I should write this down. I'd say the mentions are perfectly myself. That's a terrifying thought. Well, regardless, I shall pardon myself here. Good luck with the rest of your investigation. Thanks again, Miller. Evening already. Time to dose fly when you're having fun. Mia should be back by now, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Alright, let's get over to that newspaper. Jetzt noch was trinken. Und dann ein Swipper. Genau. Nein. Tisch. Ich kann nochmal speichern. Vorsichtshalber. Wait, warum ist immer noch Level 54? Was, ich hätte keine Lust mehr zu grinden. Okay. Ah, da ist er. There he is. Hey, Neil, hello. Who in the hell? Oh, what you know, you guys? How you doing? Good day, Neil. Pardon our intrusion. Oh, it's that Bart guy and Your Highness? Good day to you, yeah. You even have Sim the immovable of color with you. You got kind of a gang going there, still. A lot of stuff happened since we met last. How'd the coverage of the election in Ruin go? Damn, well, that's how. You got the article done. Thanks in part to you guys. Speaking of, what brings you by today? Got a hot scoop for your old buddy Neil? Well, actually, we're the ones who'd like to know something. We heard the Libel News received a threatening letter. You guys investigating that thing? I figured the military would have been taking care of that one. We're working on a request from the military, actually. So, do you know anything? Well, I just got back to the capital, so I don't know much. To be honest, I'd like to hear what you guys know, if anything. That's real helpful, Neil. Come now, you're a newsman. I hunt for good stories. Surely you must have a clue as to who our villain is. I don't have time for this. That's a bit impolite, you two. Neil, I know there's a lot to ask, but please, if you know anything at all, share with us, please. Whoa, hey, Your Highness, you don't need to lower your head to me. Fine. Okay, so this is off the record, but we ain't the only ones who got a letter, not even close. Leyston Fortress got one, then the Cathedral, the Airship Company, Hotel Ruinbaum, and then both embassies, Cranston Castle, and the Herb Royal Villa all got one too. There were 9 letters in total. Huh? Something wrong? Niall, we heard that from the military already. What? Damn it! It was my big scoop for the next day! Doesn't look like we're going to get much out of this. Yeah, time to move on, I think. Now you wait just 1 second, Missy. You keep talking like that and Neil Burns, star reporter for the Libanians, is gonna have a name worth a pile of crap. Alright. Let me let you in on my take on this whole mess. Well, okay. You may want to be brief, Mr. Burns. Fine, listen up. Here's the short of it. My gut tells me there's some kind of huge prank. The threats aren't real. We thought of that too. You sound awfully sure though. Mind telling us why you're so convinced? Okay, trick is, I've covered terrorist threats like this before, right? But with this, there's no reality to the threat. Threats only work and have power if they describe or at least imply something nasty that's gonna happen, see? These letters have exactly none of that. Mr. Burns does have a point. Disaster will be visited upon you does not offer much in the way of a specific terror. Exactly. I've got a hunch this isn't about stopping the signing ceremony at all. This is more about getting people worked up over a threat and then sitting back and watch the firework. I see, that's kind of a good point. There's some sense behind it. I'm still bothered by the fact that so many letters were sent though, and each and every one was sent to a place involved with the ceremony. Yes, for a prank, whoever did this seems to know a lot about what's happening. It does seem kinda true, on the surface. Think about it though, all that info would be pretty easy to find with a little digging. Hell, I knew about those places weeks ago. Anyway, I'm gonna be working this on the assumption that it's a prank. Maybe you guys should stick to your guns about it being a real threat and we can compare notes later, eh? Yeah, good idea. Thanks, Nia. That actually helped a lot. Darn right it did. Just stop by if you want to swap stories. I'll be sitting around here until the pact signing. Okay. Oh, speaking of sitting around here, I don't see Dorothy anywhere. Oh, right. She's off working at the Poser region. I sent her to snag some photos. Wait, for a special of some kind? Yeah, related to the Royal Army. You remember that old fort the Sky Bandits were using as a base, right? The one you guys busted? The Army decided those threats had the right idea and have claimed and repurposed it as a training facility. They're running airships pilot training out of there now. Oh, okay, neat. So she went off to get coverage on the base then. That's the idea, yeah. I was a little worried about sending her out on her own, but gotta do it sometime. Dorothy out on her own, huh? Scary. Oh wait, duh! Speaking of girls out on their own. Huh? What's up? Harold Hayworth, a trader from Crossbow. Never heard of the guy. Pretty sure he's never been in our classified or wanted column either. Figures. But hey, this is part of the job, right? If you guys are totally stuck, I'll help you out. You can put him up in the classifieds if you want. Yeah, you have your Cuban crossbow could poke. Thanks, Neil. You're way more reliable than I thought you'd be. I think I need to upgrade my opinion of you. Of course you do. Wait a minute, what do you mean was I not reliable before? Just kidding. Alright, let's get back to the guild house then. Agate should be back by now. Hopefully, yes. Thank you again, Neil. It was no big. Come by again anytime. Okay. Ich freue mich schon auf den dritten Teil. Da kriegen wir Müller ins Team! Was ich gesehen habe. Müller! Ne? Lass mich vorher noch was trinken. Mein Hals. So rau. Ah. Ja, auch noch, ne? Das ist nur noch Olivier, braucht 2 hoch. Wie viel Septums hat das eigentlich?